What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Emporium's Flashback Reviews, where we take movies from our past, break them down, and tell you what we think about them. As always, if you like what you see, remember to rate, subscribe, check out the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter. Email andlepolo113@gmail.com if you have any questions. So I am a little bit sick. I apologize. I will get better eventually. But we continue our quest for Avengers Endgame with the last movie of 2013, and that is Thor: The Dark World. This is a movie that's directed by Alan Taylor, who you might remember from directing episodes of Game of Thrones, as well as the much maligned Terminator Genesis. And once again, it brings back Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Anthony Hopkins as Odin, Idris Elba as Hemdale. It also brings back Sif, which is played by Jamie Alexander. It brings back Stellan Skarsgård as Eric Selvig. Brings back, unfortunately, Kat Dennings as Darcy. And we also get Chris O'Dowd for some reason in this movie. And I'll be straight honest with you. I don't understand the point of this movie. That's just the meat and bones of it. This movie is useless. This movie is not very much fun. It's not good. And I don't understand the logic of it. The only thing that we get out of this movie is the next Infinity Stone, which is the aether, apparently, which is not explained in this movie. But I will go into some detail about basically what the story is. So Thor has been traveling the different universes. He's been taking down, creatures. He's been doing this thing as they've been building the Rainbow Bridge. And he has been, pining for Jane Foster, which doesn't make any sense because there's Sif, who actually really pines for Thor, which would have been a much better pairing. They never had Natalie Portman in this movie at all. It would have been much nicer. And so on the other side, we have Malekith, who is played by Christopher Eccleston. He is a dark elf. He has been hiding ever since he got defeated, because there's some eclipse that creates the ability to just destroy everything. It doesn't make any sense, but they have to use the ether. And when Jane Foster gets the ether injected into her, the Dark Elves reinvigorate themselves. They go after Thor. Jane Foster is brought to, Asgard, attack Asgard. Now Rene Russo's Frigga character gets killed, and Thor goes on a quest to bring down Malekith and stop everything and take down the ether. And the movie's like almost as worse than Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 2 is actually apparently much better than this movie, because this movie just there's no logic to this movie. You bring back characters like Thor and you bring back Loki, which are fine characters. They're really enjoyable in this movie. But then you have cast like Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's character, you have Stellan Skarsgård, you have Kat Dennings, you have Christopher Eccleston, who's a terrible villain. He has no use in this movie. He has no use in the MCU. You have Adewale Agabaje, who plays the Cursed. He's just a henchman villain, and he doesn't have any logic to him. Jamie Alexander is once again misused in this movie. She just doesn't have anything to do. You bring back Ray Stevenson. You replace Josh Dallas with Zachary Levi, who plays Frendel. They don't do anything in this movie outside of protecting Thor. I don't understand the point of this movie outside of introducing the ether, which gives us the reality stone, but that's not explained, like I said before. At what point, when they were creating this movie or they were writing this movie, did they think that the normal audience or the normal people who go see these movies are going to know that the ether is the reality stone, which is not even really explained until I think Guardians of the Galaxy, and then it's not really used until Avengers Infinity War. And it's just bothersome. It doesn't make any sense. It just seems like a movie that doesn't need to happen. But unfortunately, the way that things work out, we needed another Thor movie. And maybe they just didn't have the proper idea. Maybe they really need to get that Infinity Stone taken care of. But I just feel like it's a misused opportunity for the Thor character that I really enjoy. I like Thor. I like what Chris Hemsworth does with him. I like what Tom Hiddleston does with Loki. They're actually well done characters. But the movie's just not there. There's nothing there. There's nothing to get excited about. When Jane Foster gets injected with the ether, it's like, okay, I guess that gives her something to do. And then on Earth, you have, the Darcy character, and you have the Eric Selvig character, and this weird subplot that's just weird and goofy and doesn't make any sense. And all they're there for is to put these sticks in the ground that will help, realign everything and like transport everything. So it just isn't fun. It doesn't mean there's not some good action sequences. Like the stuff at the end is kind of fun to watch when they're transporting between worlds. It's fun to watch the Mjolnir You get like once Thor goes into the whatever the other world is, where apparently Loki has died. The Mjolnir, like, it shoots up and is like it's like a tracker, so it's like tracking Thor, but then he shoots back to Earth, so it just shoots back down. It's kind of funny. I enjoy that stuff. There's some good action in here. Don't get me wrong. There's not hate for this movie because it's a lot better than some comic book movies out there. But there's nothing to this movie at all. It's just such a shame because there could have been so much good stuff here. And I know a lot of people don't like Thor Ragnarok, but I really feel like Thor Ragnarok had a lot more fun and things to do for Thor, and got rid of the baggage that Thor had to deal with, and it created a better universe for Thor to work in than this movie does. I mean, if you got rid of Natalie Portman, you got rid of, Kat Dennings, you got rid of Stellan Skarsgård, you got rid of whatever that intern was. I don't even care to remember his name. If you got rid of Chris O'Dowd, who's in this as a cameo, I think you could have a much better movie. But I don't know. And then Loki fakes his death and he turns into Odin. He entraps Odin in some kind of weird area that's explained in Thor Ragnarok, but it doesn't lead anywhere because if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, it just kind of just ends at the beginning of the movie. But I don't know. I didn't like it. I think it's worse than Iron Man 2. It's definitely not a good movie. Thank God, pretty much everything after this, outside of maybe a couple of movies, got a lot better. But for right now, where we are in the MCU, this is a pretty low point for the MCU. So there you go. Take that for what it's worth. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like what you see, remember to rate, subscribe, check out the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter. Email endlopoldo113@gmail.com if you have any questions. So if you like Thor: The Dark World, let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to know what you like about this movie. If you don't like it, also let me know. I'm really interested to see what people think about this movie because, like I said, it feels like a low point to me, but some people might like it. So, but otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.